see the struggles, we hear the pain. We offer sunshine in the rain. It takes a village and God's love. G and I is all of the above. From Indy to the world we rise, helping girls to be bold and wise. Mentoring queens, making dreams come true. This one's for the girls, and we need you. Here we are, let's begin. Are you ready for Girls' Night In? We come together so you can win. Are you ready for Girls' Night In? For real girls, with real needs. For real hope, a life rope. Our backyard, across the nation, around the globe. Say it one more. For real girls, with real needs. For real hope, a life rope. Our backyard, across the nation, around the globe. Let's go, let's go. From Indy to the world we rise, helping girls to be bold and wise. Mentoring queens, making dreams come true. This one's for the girls, and we need you. Here we are, let's begin. Are you ready for Girls' Night In? We come together so you can win. Are you ready for Girls' Night In?
Hey girls, welcome to Girls' Night In. My name is Jimmy Lynn Garland Rice, CEO and founder of Girls' Night In International, mentoring and empowering teen girls and young women to make wise choices and become bold, confident, strong leaders. That's you. At Girls' Night In, we unpack the lies in our own heads and the lies of this culture that are trying to destroy you and take you down. But we want to replace those lies with truth. So welcome to Girls' Night In. There are Girls' Night In chapters opening all across this country and around the globe. And I want you to know that you are not alone, no matter what you are struggling with. So you are going to find hope, life guidance, and a strategy to become the best you that God ever created and designed you to be. So welcome to the grandest, most spectacular, powerful, life-changing movement, the girl movement, Girls' Night In International. Welcome. Woo! Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo! Are we ready for some Girls' Night In? Yes! I tell you what, I'm so excited to see y'all. Can you close that door right behind you? Anybody? Help? Okay. Thank you. Yes. While I'm thinking about it, speaking of, we have two doors here on purpose. So if you have to go to the restroom during the night, instead of coming across in front of here, if you could go around and go out the opposite side door. So welcome to Girls' Night In, and I'm so happy to see you, and I'm happy to see faces that I already know, and then I'm happy to see new faces too, so I'm super excited. Is this ringing too loud? Is it? No? It's echoing, ringing a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, if this is your first time with us at Girls' Night In, my name is Jimmy, and I am the founder and the CEO of Girls' Night In. Started this 18 years ago, and as a public high school teacher, seeing so many of my girls making choices that weren't so wise, or else somebody was doing something to them to destroy them. And so I wanted to offer a safe refuge where you would find hope, healing, help, love, acceptance, strategy, and life guidance so that you can not fall into the traps and make mistakes that cost you a lot of consequences for the rest of your life, and to give you a family here. So this is a safe refuge, and Girls Night In is a family. And the more you're a part of us, you'll understand that. We have each other's backs. And no matter what you're going through, I can guarantee you somebody else in this room is facing some of the struggles that you are, and so you're never alone. Then the other thing, I just wanted to say, I'm so sad that this season, this is our last one of this school season. It just seems like the time has flown by like crazy. But I want to just ask if you would do one thing for me. If you have this little thing, if you would do yourself a favor and flip it off. I don't mean flip it off, I mean turn it off. I'm real and raw. Okay, there you go. Anyway, because here's the way I feel. I think that this time that we have together, this short time that we have together, is carved out just for you to be alone with your thoughts. Because, when you have this 24/7, right, pulling at you, wanting your attention, somebody's wanting your attention, or else you're just scrolling yourself, I want you to be able to come here and breathe and just let go of everything else. Leave the drama at the door. Leave your worries at the door. And just be here to find out who you are and how you can better yourself. And we're going to talk about some strategic ways tonight with our topic. But just wanted to say a huge, enormous thank you for being here for this season. And I love you, and I'm so proud of you. And I love learning more and more of your stories and how you're putting into practice a lot of the practical steps that you're learning and the strategy that you're learning and the transformation that's taking place in your life. And honestly, this year has been a big year of growth for me too. And sometimes most of the time growth comes because of difficulty or pain. When things are going along well and we're pretty happy, things are going along well, we're not really challenged. But when you're faced with some difficult things, it drives your roots deeper. You either turn outside to other resources, other people, and some of those may not be the wisest places to go, or you turn to a substance that's not going to help you, or you turn to our tribe here who has each other's backs, and then ultimately we all run together to the same place. And so I just wanted to say thank you. And if you, just turn this off so that so it's not distracting to the girls that are sitting next to you. Because you never know what's going on in the life of the girl that's sitting right next to you that you have no idea. You don't know what's going on in her family life, and then also what's going on in her thoughts when she lays her head on her pillow at night. And so I always want to be aware of that. And then also we have other chapters, across the country that watch our night together. They watch this part. Because we want them to feel a part of our family as well. So if you need to go to the restroom, that's why I was saying, if you have to go to the restroom, don't do this little number like, do you want to go to the restroom too? I'm going. Jimmy's up here talking to you, but, hey, you want to come too? Okay, sorry. Because, you got the message. So everybody's eyes is watching from the cameras. They're like watching y'all as you're, gathering your friends to walk out the door. So we want our friends that are part of our Girls Night In family, our sisters, to be able to benefit from this night together too. So thank you for being respectful in that way. I appreciate that so very much. Real quickly, if you are a first-time guest with us this time at Girls Night In, would you be so kind as just to stand? And I just have a fun question to ask you. It's nothing scary. Just if this is your first time with us, and if you could just tell us your name.
My name is Alexis.
Say it again one more time.
Alexis.
Alexis, okay. And Alexis, I'm Jimmy. It's so good to have you. Are you in school, or you are, tell me something about yourself. Or,
I graduated
Yeah.
last year.
Okay.
And I was in college, but I
Yeah.
came back here.
okay, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're glad you're here. Yes, you're in the right place. Welcome to Alexis. So a quick little fun question for you. If you're going to a movie, would you pick sweet or salty snack?
Sweet.
Sweet, okay. All right, well, Alexis, it's so good to have you and look forward to talking to you more. Hi, and you are?
I'm Sophie.
Sophie. Hi, Sophie, and I'm
Hi,
Jimmy.
nice to meet
And
you.
what school and what year?
I go to Westfield High School.
Awesome, great.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then I'm a sophomore.
Okay, wonderful. Woo! Yes, we're so glad you're here. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Okay.
So if you're watching the movies, are you going to pick a sweet or salty?
Both.
Oh,
Like
yes, you're the
M&Ms,
sweet and salty girl. Oh, yeah, that's my girl. I could totally do that. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Anybody else that I missed? I think that's it. So, okay, tell you what, real quickly, I want to give away a gift card. So, both of you just stand back up, and I'm just going to do one for it. So, actually, sometimes we have more first-timers, but this time, since both of you, I want to give both of you a gift card. So we have a fun new way of doing a gift card. So come over here, and you're going to drop a chip into the prize drop. And there's a gift card wherever your chip lands. So there's Starbucks, Culver's, Target, and I don't know what Mandy's Ice Cream. Yeah. Okay, all right, drum roll. Target, yes. Okay.
Miss Sharon is right there.
I'm going to let the girls haven't seen this, so this is kind of fun. Okay. Okay. And then you have another one for?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. No. I meant a chip. I'm sorry.
She's from Westfield, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
How do I get this out?
We haven't done this yet, so we don't know. Do-do-do-do. Wow! Oh, yes, okay, Starbucks, it is.
all right.
Thank you. Okay, so you'll get her a Starbucks card. Fantastic. And that's all you have to do. So you can come back to your seat. Thank you. Oh, appreciate that. Yes, great. You're so welcome. Thank you. So tonight we're doing things a bit different, with it being our last night of the season. So we're going to spend a lot of time outside. But so what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you what I call a letter from Jimmy. And it's a letter that I've written from my heart to your heart on whatever the topic is for that evening. So I want to share with you about confidence, goals, things that I wish that I could tell my younger self, or things that I wish someone had told me. Number one, I wish there had been something like Girls' Night In when I was growing up, or I wouldn't have made some of the choices I did, or allowed some people to do some of the things they did to me, because I didn't have a voice to speak up and speak for myself. So I want to help equip you, first of all, to make wise choices yourself. And if that means that you've got to get rid of some friends and get a new tribe, then that's what it means. But also, if something is happening to you where somebody is exploiting you, abusing you, whatever, it is not your fault, and I want you to have a voice to speak up. So tonight, I want to share with you life lessons that I've learned on confidence and goals. Things that I wish I could tell my younger self. I love this quote from one of our first ladies of America, Eleanor Roosevelt, and she says this: "Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission." That is so awesome. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. So to that I say, go ahead, underestimate me. That'll be fun. So I want you to leave here tonight with that attitude that, you know what, I am learning and growing so much that, yeah, go ahead, underestimate me. We'll see how that works for you, because I am becoming strong and bold and confident. You know that intoxicating, invigorating feeling you get when you do something brave? How about that exhilarating rush of adrenaline when you finally have the courage to try something brand new that you've never done before, and you did it? How does that feel? Yes. What did you say? Yes. Good. So that is called confidence. Confidence gives you the courage to be your brave self, even when you're scared. I remember when I was a little 4-year-old girl in South Carolina, and I begged my mama if she would ask if they would allow me to sing a solo at my church. And it wasn't the common practice for them to have children to sing unless it was like a children's musical. But, at 4 years old, I loved God, and I wanted to sing at church. And so Mama reached out and made an appointment for me to audition. And so they wanted to make sure, that I was good enough, and also that I would have enough stage presence to actually follow through with it. So I still remember being that little 4-year-old girl and singing my heart out, worshiping my God, and how exhilarated I felt, being thankful that I got to do it, and then that I got to worship God. And my heart was so happy as a little 4-year-old. Then 2 years later, the local, in South Carolina, a prominent TV station had a weekly program, and I was invited to sing at Christmas time for the program. And this song that I was asked to sing, the range of it was from low to high. There's a song in the air. We don't sing it too much around Christmas time, but anyway, that was what I was chosen, and that's the song that was assigned to me to sing. Well, so this is live TV, and I'm at the station doing this live, and failure. I felt like a complete failure, loser. However, now as an adult, I've reflected back on that, and I've realized that what I have told myself all these years about that was totally a lie. It was totally untrue. Because the program aired all across the state of South Carolina, I felt like a failure and humiliated. But now as an adult, revisiting those moments and sharing this with you, I see that I never gave myself credit for, number one, having the courage to say yes to do it. And then secondly, what about the 3/4 of the song that I did sing right and my voice did work? All I could think about was what went wrong. And does your brain ever get just fixated on what you didn't do right? Yes, anybody can relate. And then do you play it over and over like a loop in your brain? Yes. Anybody else have trouble? Yes. Shutting it off and saying, because you just keep replaying it, trying to make it have a different ending, and it won't, right? So I totally understand how you feel, and I never gave myself credit that that was a huge accomplishment for a little child. The interesting thing from that is that, because of the stage fright that that caused, I could have made a choice to say, I am never, ever going to agree to do that again. I am never going to go on stage. I am not going to put myself out there in front of people. I'm going to stay in my little world and hide because I am so embarrassed. And I don't know who might say something to me about that. But I didn't. And so whatever it is that is in your head that you're holding on to and you're saying, I'm so ashamed, I'm so humiliated, I'm so embarrassed that this happened, I wish I could redo it, and you can't, I want you to try to reframe that tonight. That's one of the goals I want us to work on, is try to reframe that in your mind and see what you did do right and how you should be proud that you were brave and courageous enough to try something new. I want to share with you what I personally learned about confidence and then coach you to have a clear path and a plan so that you can be successful, have great tools to be more brave, more confident, and take action. Throughout all of our events together this year, my goal has been to give you a roadmap for life, strategy and life guidance, and help you to stop making self-destructive choices and unhealthy thinking patterns, to learn healthy coping skills and stop comparing and competing with others and have the courage to be yourself, because why? Be yourself because be yourself because be yourself because exactly, yes. So the first thing on with our game plan, here we go. So it's game time and we're ready for some action. Here's the first one you're going to write down. Action step number 1, to become confident, you must take risks. To become confident, you must take risk. In taking a risk, sometimes you're very successful and other times your voice gives out on you and you experience what you consider complete failure. But let me share something with you that might just rock your world and give you a complete different perspective. I hope that it changes your perspective. Did you know that there is actual science that shows failure of all things actually helps us to become successful? Failure is a part of everyone's journey, every single one of us. You're going to fail at something. Nothing great in life has been accomplished without some failure. Anybody ever heard of Michael Jordan? Okay, Michael Jordan is considered the best basketball player ever to play the game. Here's what he said about his failures, which I find very interesting. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and completely missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I have succeeded. So failure really does have an upside. It's not so much the actual failing itself, but what you do afterwards, which is to recover, brush yourself off, and just determine that I'm going to try it again. I'm not going to give up. In fact, getting up and trying again is one of the critical processes necessary to build your confidence muscle. So instead of crawling in a shell and wanting to hide, you're going to say, okay, I might have screwed that up, but I am going to try it again. I'm going to brush myself off. I'm going to forget how the first time happened, and I'm going to try it again. Scared might be what you're feeling, but brave is what you are doing, my darlings. Action number 2, tackle life one day at a time. Tackle life one day at a time. Someone very close to me sent me this encouraging card with this challenge and prayerful reminder when I was away at a medical clinic in Florida, fighting fiercely for my life, battling late-stage Lyme disease. Looking at this little pigtailed preschool girl dressed in her football uniform, this determined little girl's fighting spirit and confidence gave me courage and confidence to keep fighting for you. I love her. Her face, her grit, her determination, her steely eyes, her adorable pigtails, dressed in this football uniform, complete with the blacked out eyes and unwavering confidence, is so inspiring to me. In fact, this card still sits on a shelf in my office that I see every morning to encourage me to have confidence and to tackle life one, what? So read that with me. Tackle life one day at a time. Yes, exactly. Why? Because I know that the dreams that God has placed in my heart are global-sized dreams, God-sized dreams that can only be accomplished through dedication, determination, grit, sacrifice, perseverance, and confidence given by Him to accomplish the purpose through me for which I've been born. And you know what else I know? You have big God-sized dreams placed inside of you as well that He wants to accomplish through you. There's nobody else that has ever been born or will be born that can do what you can do. Nobody. So, will you accept that assignment? That's my question to you tonight, and we're going to talk about how. I'm in your corner cheering you on always with excitement, and I cannot wait to see where your life path goes. And for 18 years now, I have been leading Girls Night In International. And, 2 years from now, it'll be our 20th birthday. And so I'm wanting to have a huge, big party and celebrate all that has happened. But the interesting, exciting part is some of the OGs that were part of Girls Night In the very first year, now their daughters are here tonight. And some of those OGs have come back, and they're mentors on our team. So that's how powerful this program is. And so I'm just, I love to hear the stories of our OGs and what has happened in their life. And so it's going to be the same thing with you. I know that God has big plans for you. If you know my little granddarling, Trey, you know that he burst into this world with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger, and no fear. Trey was born ready to conquer. No matter what the question was, Trey had an answer for anything and everything, even if he knew absolutely nothing about the subject. When he tried a new sport or a new endeavor, this is what he would say to me: Gigi, I'm very good at that. No matter what it was, no matter the situation, the same answer. Gigi, I'm very good at that. Raw confidence. In fact, I've said many times, I wish I could borrow some of that, because I sure did not come into the world that raw confidence. And maybe you didn't either. For some people, they are born with confidence. For the rest of us, we have to work to build our confidence muscle. So, what are you going to do? This is what you're going to do. Don't allow challenges and obstacles to paralyze you. Don't allow obstacles and challenges to paralyze you. And how are you going to do that? Action step number 3, take action to conquer self-doubt. Just one positive thought in the morning can reframe and change your whole day. When I wake up in the morning, the first quote that I see on my bedroom wall is this. It says, "Begin your day with a grateful heart." When my kids were growing up, when they were little, I remember as a young mama, I spent a lot of time thinking about, okay, if there's only one quality, one character trait that would be important for me to teach my kids, there's so many different ones. You could go through a whole list of character qualities. But I finally landed on the one, gratitude. Because if you have a grateful heart, you will be a hard worker. If you have a grateful heart, you will be humble. If you have a grateful heart, you won't be entitled. You could go on and on and on, but I feel like the root of everything is a grateful heart, a heart of gratitude. So if you learn nothing else from Miss Jimmy, I want you to learn gratitude. You've heard me say many times this quote of mine: expect nothing, appreciate everything. Nobody owes you anything. Expect nothing, appreciate everything. Nobody owes you anything. There is nothing that hacks me off quicker than entitlement and ingratitude. The very least that you can say is thank you. That doesn't cost you anything, right? And I'm going to have just a little quick family talk here. We have some great growth group mentors, and I have learned over the course of the year some interesting things, some really great things, and some things that made me disappointed. One of our growth group teams, the leaders got their girls a gift, and not only did only just one girl say thank you, but another girl said no, she didn't like that. She didn't want it. If somebody has the kindness to give you something, even if it's something you hate, have a heart of gratitude for real, because somebody spent money on you, and they didn't have to do that. So I just want to say that little challenge to you. And then I also want to say, on Friday nights I go in and I speak Girls Night In at Indiana Women's Prison with 21 inmates. Some are in there from 2 months to 6 life-year sentences. They've lost all their freedom. Their clothing, they have to wear the burgundy shirt with blue pants. I'm not allowed to hug them. There's no contact. And you know how hard that is for me as the hug whisperer. But they are some of the most grateful women. And when I speak to them, I tell them how much I enjoy being with them because I learn from them. And I also, Friday night was my last class with them. And when they received their Letters from Jimmy book, every single one of them said, thank you. And they just held it to their chest like it was $1 million. And then I was allowed to sign my name. I couldn't write a note, but I was allowed to sign my name. So I said, I'm going to sign my whole name, Jimmy Lynn Garland Rice. That way I can, on all the I's, I can put a heart sign, and then I'll put a heart in front of my name, so that means I love you, okay? But anyway, the fact is, every single one of them, like tears going down their face because of what we had learned that whole semester together. So I want to challenge you, please have a heart of gratitude. Deal? Yes. So how do we overcome self-doubt? Let's talk about that. The first thing is to take action. Use the fear of not doing something and regretting it as motivation to help you overcome self-doubt. Does that make sense? Use the fear of not doing something and regretting it. Has there ever been something that you really, really, really wanted to do, but you just didn't have the courage to try out or to do it? Anybody real quickly? Yeah. You always wanted to try karate and just haven't had the courage. Oh, rock climbing. Okay. Well, now we know that, so we're going to be cheering you on to do that rock climbing. Okay, because we don't want you to regret it. Yes.
I didn't end up, I wanted to try out for show choir in 7th grade, but I didn't try out, but I recently tried out for freshman year and I made it.
Oh, good for you. Yay. Good. She said she wanted to try out for show choir in 7th grade, but she didn't have the courage to do it. But she did her freshman year and she made it. Yes. Great. Okay, and then this is the next thing. Think about how you'll feel if you don't do it, and let that feeling be motivation to ignite you into action. Do the thing that you're afraid to do. So I have a quote in my office on the desk that says, do one thing every day that scares you. Because I have a lot of fears too. You know what one of my crazy fears is still? Making a phone call. Anybody else have trouble with that, making a phone call? So my family laughs at me because if you see little index cards laying all over the counter, that means I'm getting ready to make a call to, not just somebody in my family or one of my friends, but I mean like the electric company or something, I have to write out my notes to myself on index cards, and they're all over, spread all over the counter because I'm afraid that I'm going to be like the deer caught in the headlights, and when they answer on the other end that I'm going to freeze and not be able to say what I need to say. So, it's a crazy thing, but that system works for me, using index cards. But so do whatever that thing is that you're scared of, do it afraid. Just, what is it, Nike? Just, yes, say it again. Just do it. Exactly. Okay, and here's what I want you to do. Start small. So we're going to have this challenge for us. Make your bed every morning for 1 week. Because you'll build discipline, which will help you to gain confidence. So one small act every day for 7 days can increase your ability to overcome self-doubt just because you made a commitment to yourself to do something small for 7 days, and then you did it. Yay! A goal is never just a goal. A goal is a promise that you make to yourself, which is more important than even what you make to other people. So a goal is never just a goal. A goal is a promise you make to yourself. You'll get more confident because you did what you promised yourself you would do. Then you'll gain confidence to tackle a bigger goal. If you think, Jimmy, that feels like too much, I want you to think back when you were a little kid. You learned to crawl, I think. I didn't see anybody in here crawling in, okay? You learned to walk, and you didn't walk perfectly at the beginning. You had little wobbly steps, and you probably had somebody on one side and one on the other, even holding your hand and helping you to try to take a step, and then you'd fall down, but you got back up. And they helped you to learn to take a couple of steps, and they were cheering you on. But I'm pretty sure every single one of you walked in here. Did everybody walk in here? Yes. On 2 feet? Yes. Except for poor Abby, that, bless her heart, she's always in a cast. Anyway, my point is, you can do small things, and then you could tackle a bigger thing. So you learned to walk. You learned to ride your bike, right? Okay, wave at me if you learned to ride your bike. Okay. You finished elementary school. Okay, yes. So that means you're capable of learning how to do the next great thing. Action number 4. If you fail, get up and try again. And again. And again. Like falling off your bike and intentionally climbing back on to try again. When you take a small action, it builds confidence, which is the opposite of self-doubt, and gives you the courage and the power to go after a bigger goal. Setting goals and building good habits are extremely important because they help you to build character and gain competence and courage. So start small, follow through, become more confident, set another goal, start a little bit bigger, follow through, you gain more confidence, set another goal for yourself, follow through, and you will find that your confidence muscle grows and you're not near as fearful and afraid and have as much anxiety to try something new. Write this down. Be intentional. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And it's on the shelf right when I walk in to remind me of that. So pretty much if you come to my house or you're here at headquarters, because I have the quotes scattered all around here, but do quotes inspire you? Me too, yeah. And so Rodney jokes that our house looks like a boutique, which it does because I have quotes everywhere. But they really do inspire me, and it helps to keep my mind focused on things that I can control because I cannot control other people or maybe other difficult things happening in my family life or personal life or professional life, but I can control me. So that helps me to stay focused and gives my mind direction. Action number 5, do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you. And you know what? Do it afraid. If none of the things that we've talked about in the other action steps have worked and you're still terrified, tell yourself you're going to do it afraid. Just like the quote on my desk, do one thing every day that scares you. Because you can't always wait for those nerves to go away, because they may not. So instead, just go ahead and admit, I'm nervous. I got to make this phone call. Jimmy, so what am I going to do to help me get through that? I'm going to get my index cards out, and I'm going to script out what I'm going to say so that I'm not as nervous. And then here's the phone number. Okay, I am going to call. I'm going to make this call, and I'm giving myself 5 minutes that I will get that done. So just small, incremental goals to help yourself follow through on the decision that you need to do. There's no way to think yourself into being confident while sitting in your comfort zone. There's no way to think yourself into being confident while staying in your comfort zone. So what does that mean for you? What? That's right, step out of your comfort zone. That is exactly right. Action and risk are required. So let's just say you got to risk more. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to visualize in your mind, visualize yourself doing what you're afraid of successfully. And I actually do want you to think about something. Think about something that you want to do, but you're scared. Or something you know you should do, but you're scared. And I want you to close your eyes and visualize that a moment in your mind. And keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to literally practice in your mind mentally doing that, whatever it is. Do it in your mind. Because your brain is powerful. Your brain does not know the difference between what's real and what is imagined. So visualize and feel the joy of doing that successfully. Okay, open your eyes now. The real truth is, because I was a professional musician, my degree in college, I'm a professional pianist. Anyway, but so much of my practice, I learned to do mental practice. So your muscles memorize. Athletes do the same thing too. But, I would learn songs that I never actually touched on the piano, but I would already memorize them in my mind because I visualized them and I imagine my fingers playing them. I could feel it in my brain, and then I could play it even though I had never actually done that before. So your brain is powerful. And they say we only use 20% of our brain. So come on, girls, let's up it. And we are going to be the most powerful, bold, strong women in this world. I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. So give yourself a little pep talk if you have to, because self-talk does matter. When you're talking to your inner self, say these words out loud. Even say it to yourself out loud. I did it. I am so proud of myself for trying. Woohoo! You go, girl. Anything that you would say just to congratulate yourself and let yourself feel the joy of that, of achieving a goal. I don't care if it's just somebody tell me. Okay, somebody be brave enough to tell me what you were visualizing, if you don't mind. When you were thinking of something that you want to do or that you need to do, but you've been scared. Just tell me real quick. I would fall down and sit there a minute, but okay. Well, just keep it privately to yourself then, and you can tell me after you've done it so I can congratulate you. Oh, God's book of truth, which I love. God's book of truth. He reminds us of this hugely empowering truth. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do some things through Christ who strengthens me. Is that what it says? I can do a few things through Christ who strengthens me. Is that what it says? What does it say? And what does all mean? Right. All means all, right? So, I can do through Christ who strengthens me. Yes. So we'll say it together. Oop, it's not up there. Okay. I thought it was. I'm sorry. Okay, you've got it. That's not a hard one. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And how do I know that? Because he is your maker and he is your creator. And if you have asked him to be your Savior and the Lord of your life, because you don't belong to yourself, you belong to him, so he will give you the strength to do the impossible. Action number 6, don't allow challenges and obstacles to paralyze you. That's a tough one. Don't allow obstacles and challenges to paralyze you. If you're not failing some, then you're not learning. You're not growing, you're not becoming stronger, and you're likely not taking those important risks. You're also not creating fun and adventure for yourself. Can anybody think of something that you've done that you're kind of scared to do, but it was a fun adventure, and you're terrified, but then after you did it, you're like, oh, that took my breath, but it was so much fun. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You were at camp, and there was this huge slide, and you were kind of afraid to do it, but you went ahead and climbed up it, and then it curves all around, and then you crashed into the water, and then how did you feel? You felt great. Good. Yes. Can you talk a little bit louder?
I'm a flautist at my school.
Yes.
Dance, so I play with the middle school and high school. And I was scared the first time because I'm the only flute. So playing with the high school, I was scared, but then I did it and I was really happy and I did good.
Yes, yes, yes. She's a flautist, which means she plays flute. She's a flautist, and so she was invited to play with the high school band, and she was scared because she wasn't in high school. But she accepted the challenge and did it. And then afterwards, she felt exhilarated and invigorated because she did it. Yay, that's great. If you're not failing some, you're not learning. Okay, so failure will happen. We've already figured that one out. And so the key is not to avoid it. The key is knowing what to do when it does happen. So let failure spur you on, ignite you by challenging you to grow. Action number 7. Listen to your brave side. Listen to your brave side. Because here's the truth. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your greatest liability. Okay, what does it mean when I say your mind is either your greatest asset? What would that mean, asset? Yeah. Your mind is your most powerful thing. Great. Okay, what if I say your mind is your greatest liability? What does that mean? Yeah. That holds you back. Yes, the thing that holds you back. Okay, so it's your mind in your body. So your mind is either your greatest asset or it's your greatest liability. And the person that determines that is the one looking back at yourself in the mirror. Y-O-U. You don't have to be defined by anybody else's standard or version of who, what you should be. Learn to use your voice and have your own opinions. It's taken me, I'm ashamed to say how many years to learn to do that. And then the second thing, invest in yourself. Maybe get a coach or talk to somebody about being a mentor or admit, I have trouble with this. Can you help me? Could you just mentor me in this area? Because I just keep struggling and I need help. I wish that I had been not so afraid to ask for help. I know that there would have been people that would have helped me, but I was afraid to ask. And the way I learned was by watching quietly, intently observing role models in my life that I looked up to and discerning and then going and writing down in a diary at that time, we called it, now it's a journal, but writing down what I learned. Then when I got in high school and college, I would actually, people that I admired and I thought they were like role models to me, I did formally say I wanted to do an interview with you, but I was like, can I ask you a few questions? And at that time, Barbara Walters was alive, and she was one of the greatest interviewers, and then there came along Oprah. Today it would be called a podcast, but that's kind of what I really wanted to do. That's one of the things I wanted to do with my life. Still may do it yet. But I love to learn about people, but I didn't have the courage or even the knowledge that I should ask somebody to be a mentor in my life. So I never had anything like Girls Night In. That's why I want to give you what I didn't have. Then the next thing, arm yourself with truth to make you stronger mentally. And I'm going to close with this. If God has given you the ability to find a cure, solve a global need, break barriers that have never been broken, go for it. Don't let anybody or anyone hold you back. Don't let anybody hold you back. Dream big. Dream big. I want to close with this story. Major General Jessica Wright is one of the highest ranking women in the U.S. military. Even though she succeeds in a world of square-jawed generals and majors, mostly male, she manages to be utterly herself. And she kicks butt. She was the Army National Guard's first female aviator, which is a pilot. She became the first woman to command an Army combat brigade. Yet, and listen closely to this, yet she still remembers when she was a brand new lieutenant, and one of her superiors told her straight up front that he was not in favor of women in the military. Not at all. She says this, There were 500 things going through my head. And I looked at him, summoned every bit of courage I had, and said, "You have an opportunity now to get over that, sir." It worked. She won his respect, and her career soared. So I just think, first of all, that moment when she had to make that decision, she was not respected, she was not wanted, she was not valued. But she knew the capabilities that she had inside of her, and she wanted to go for it. But there was an obstacle, a barrier, a blockade holding her back, and she was staring at that one who could say yes or no to her achieving a life goal, a big life goal that she wanted. So you know how that moment is when 1,000 thoughts flash through your mind all at once. And so what she landed on saying was, when he told her up front that he was not in favor of women in the military, and then he said, "Not at all." And she summoned her courage and said, "You have an opportunity now to get over that, sir." Did that take courage? Did she say it in a respectful way? Did she say it with clarity? Did she say it not backing down? And what was the last word she said? So, respect. Every day, all around the world, there are brave, courageous, bold, strong, and daring leaders who are changing this world and making a monumental difference around our globe. You, my loves, have the capacity to be a bold leader who is courageously and compassionately changing our world one life at a time. And once you've experienced the courage to dream big and took the challenge and slayed it, conquered it, you will be stoked to grow your confidence muscle even more. Once you've had a taste of courage and success, you'll want more, and that's a good thing. Warning: confidence can be addictive. So, go do you. Be you bravely, with more love than you can possibly imagine. Jimmy.
How many of you follow us on social media? Did anybody see the reel that we just posted about Miss Jimmy Lynn? Yes. I said, if you looked up the word confidence in the dictionary, you'd probably find a picture of this lady. However, she is the last person who would ever call herself confident. All these action steps that she presented to you girls tonight, she every morning wakes up with intentionality and she practices them. So as you girls go into your summer, take the notes that you took, write them on your mirror, intentionally practice these steps, and you will become confident, just like Jimmy. Yes, so give her another round of applause. Yes, yeah. All right, so we're so excited to head into our kind of fun time. We're going to get up, move a little bit. What was the one example Jimmy Lynn gave us about one thing we could implement? Does anyone remember? What? No? Rosalie? No, like one action you could do. Yeah. Yes, making your bed. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to find our growth group leaders. If you're in Jennifer and Tina's group, you're going to be with Connie tonight. Woot, woot. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen so I can give you guys directions. Okay, we're going to go outside. We have all of your growth group bins out there. So